Welcome to How to Make a Drain Bag Cover 101. I'm going to show you guys how I make drain bag covers for anyone who is venting. I normally don't offer them regularly in my shop, but I am going to offer them for custom order this summer. But if you don't want to wait, I'm going to show you how to make your own. The first thing you want to do is make a pattern. It's going to depend on what type of drain bags you use. So here's an example of a drain bag. You can see this general shape is basically like a rectangle with a triangle down at the bottom. What I did was I went into Microsoft Word and I basically clicked different shapes and put them together to make this. You can literally see the line between the two different shapes from Microsoft Word, but I basically did a big rectangle and then a trapezoid on the bottom. You just need it to be big enough that you can fit your drain bag inside of it. So you can also just trace your drain bag on some fabric, whatever works best for you. You need 2 pieces of fabric for the lining and then 2 pieces of fabric for the outside. And then if you want to add Tubies clips, you need either 1 or 2, depending on how many clips you want to add, pieces of fabric for the Tubies clips. So I just made some little rectangles. My pacifier clips that I use are about 1 inch wide, so these are about 2.5 inches wide. So when I fold them over and sew them in a tube, it will be about 1 inch with the kind of extra fabric that I have for the seam. So take your fabric for both your lining and the outside and put them right sides together so the wrong sides are facing out. For the outside part, you are going to sew down this edge all the way around up to this edge. Leave this whole top section open. I prefer to do a turned lining, so because of that, we're going to leave a little bit open on the bottom. So you're going to sew from here all the way down to this little line here, and then backstitch and stop. You're going to come to this side, sew all the way down to this little piece here, backstitch and stop. So I went through and sewed all of these together, and then I trimmed off the excess. So what you need to do next is sew what's going to be kind of like a Tubies clip on there. Fold these in half with the wrong side on the outside. And now you want to go down this whole open side, maybe like 1/4 inch in, and sew from top to bottom. Flip these so the right side's out and do the same thing to this. Depending on your fabric, you may want to go around these and top stitch these, but I think these will be fine. So just fold it in half and put your little clip on, and you want to sew straight across here so the clip isn't going to be moving all over the place. You want to figure out exactly where you want your clips to go. If you have 1, I would put it in the middle. I have 2, so I'm putting them about 1 inch from each edge. So now you're going to want to go in and sew straight across just on one side of the bag. Take this lining and put it on the outside. Now you're going to go and sew these 2 together up at this top part, and you want to make sure that these clips are in this section here. You don't want them pointing into the middle. You want them captured in between these 2, because this is going to be the outside part. Now that we've sewn all this top together, we're going to go to that hole that we left on the bottom, and we're going to pull this part straight through it. So this is the outside of the bag. This is the right side of the lining. You have a hole here at the bottom where you pulled it through, so you want to go through and just stitch this hole shut. Now that this is sewn up, you just want to shove the lining inside this. You could leave this as is, and that would be totally fine, but I don't like it how this can just kind of roll and kind of adjust itself oddly during the day. So what I do is I go around and I do a stitch to hold this in place so it's kind of staying inside. I went through and stitched these 2 layers together at the top so it's going to stay inside nice and not keep rolling. And this is your bag, and the last thing you have to do is put your snaps on if you want to be able to snap this shut. There you go, you've got a drain bag cover. You can adjust it however you want, if you want just 1 snap, or if you want just 1 clip in the middle. You can do it however you want. You don't have to line it if you don't want to, but I always line mine because I don't want people to be able to see through it. And sometimes with like the thin cotton, you can definitely see through just 1 layer. So I line it so that way you can't see anything.